I'm 75 years old, and I'm about to tell you something that might upset you. Everything you think you know about getting older is completely wrong. And the worst part is this: the people who should have told you the truth, your parents, your teachers, society, they were either lying to you or they didn't know the truth themselves. I know this because I believed the same lies for most of my life. I spent the first 50 years of my life thinking I had everything figured out. I had the career, I had the house, I had the respect of my peers. From the outside, it looked like I was winning. But at 55, something happened that shattered everything I thought I knew. And what I've learned in the 20 years since then has completely changed how I see life, death, and everything in between. Before I tell you what happened, you need to understand why I'm making this video. I'm not doing this to sound wise. I'm not trying to impress you. I'm doing this because I'm running out of time and there are things you need to hear before it's too late. Not for me, for you. At 55, I had what doctors calmly call a cardiac event. That's a polite way of saying my heart nearly killed me. I was sitting in a meeting discussing quarterly projections, deadlines, numbers that felt important at the time, when suddenly the room started spinning. The next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital bed. There were tubes in my arms, machines beeping around me, and my wife was standing in the corner, trying not to cry. The doctor looked at me and said, "You're lucky." Lucky. I had just come face to face with my own mortality, and they called it luck. But lying there in that hospital bed with nothing to do but think, I realized something terrifying. I had been living my entire life on autopilot. I wasn't really alive. I was just moving through the days, checking boxes, chasing approval, trying to meet everyone else's expectations. And here's the part that still haunts me. If I had died that day, if my heart had stopped for good, what would I have left behind? A nice house, a retirement account, a list of achievements nobody would remember 5 years later. That's when I understood the biggest lie you're probably telling yourself right now. I have time. I'll do it later. I'll slow down later. When I'm older, I'll finally live the life I want. I see people in their 20s, 30s, even 40s saying the same things I once said. When I make more money, then I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, then I'll relax. When the kids grow up, then I'll travel. When I retire, then I'll finally do what I love. Let me save you decades of regret with one simple truth. That day never comes, because the goalposts keep moving. You get the promotion, and suddenly you need the next one. You make more money, and suddenly it's not enough. You're always chasing something just out of reach. And before you realize it, you're 70 years old, wondering where your life went. I know this because I lived it. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder, only to realize when I reached the top that it was leaning against the wrong wall. And you can't climb back down and start over. Time doesn't work that way. Here's something nobody tells you when you're young. Success is a terrible goal. I say this as someone who achieved everything he thought he wanted. I made partner at my firm, I bought the house, I earned the respect of my colleagues, and none of it filled the emptiness I expected it to. You reach a goal, feel incredible for a day or two, and then the feeling fades. Now you need a new goal, a bigger win, more validation. It's a hamster wheel. A close friend of mine died a few years ago at 68. He worked 70-hour weeks his entire life, built a multi-million-dollar business, never took real vacations, always said he'd slow down next year. Next year never came. At his funeral, his son stood up and said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him." That sentence still echoes in my head. Your regrets won't be about the things you did wrong. They'll be about the things you never did at all. I don't lie awake thinking about failed business deals, Those don't matter anymore. What keeps me awake are the trips I never took, the relationship with my brother that slowly faded, the book I always wanted to write but never started, the nights I didn't spend with my kids because I was working late. These are the things that eat at you, the missed moments, the roads not taken, the love you didn't express, the risks you avoided because fear felt safer. You think you have unlimited time with the people you love. You don't. My father died when I was in my mid-40s. We had a complicated relationship, and I always believed we'd fix things later when life slowed down. It never did. He had a heart attack and was gone within hours. My biggest regret isn't what we argued about. It's all the Sundays I didn't call, all the dinners I skipped, all the small moments I assumed I'd get back someday. There won't always be more time. After my heart attack, I changed. I stepped back from work. I started saying no to things that didn't matter, and yes to things I had postponed for years. In the last 2 decades, I've learned more about life than I did in the first 55. What truly matters is embarrassingly simple. Time with people you love. Work that feels meaningful. Experiences, not possessions. Being present. I know it sounds obvious. When I was your age, I would have rolled my eyes too. But I have bills. Yes, you do. I'm not saying quit your job. I'm saying don't sacrifice what truly matters for things that won't matter later. So let me ask you something. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? Not impressed, not admired. Satisfied. If the answer is no, then what are you waiting for? I'm 75 now. I'm healthy, but every morning I wake up knowing my time is borrowed. We all are. Most people just don't realize it yet. If I could talk to my younger self, I'd say this. Stop trying to impress people who don't matter. Stop sacrificing your health for your career. Stop postponing joy. Call your parents more. Take the trips. Say what you feel. Start now. Because the perfect time never comes. Life will always give you reasons to wait. And if you wait long enough, you'll wake up one day and realize you waited your entire life away. Don't waste 55 years learning this. Someday is today. It always has been. So the question is simple. What are you going to do with your time?